Okay, we are rolling. This will be a quick update in regards to the corona, which I really didn't want to follow along because, this world is nuts, And, but they're just taking it to the whole new level. Anyway, I wrote some notes down so I can quickly go through it because I don't know in regards to editing and all that. So going back in regards to closing down society and all that, the swimming holes and whatever, closing down and beginning to do all their insanities. I remember reading in regards that most who were tested as valid or positive for corona show little or no symptoms, like 80% or something like that. That the tests overall are invalid and can't be taken serious as they have high false positive rate. I remember seeing things. I didn't really even want to use time on this nonsense, okay? Because the world, is, full of nutcases and bullshit. Anyway, so that was also around 80% and all that. There was videos in regards to that as well. In regards to where people try to test many weird things and yet getting, sometimes they got a positive from something that shouldn't have gotten a positive. But in any case, around 80% of them are false positives. It is nonsense. So as one of the doctors, so-called doctors, I don't know what to call them, but there are some honest people out there speaking the truth instead of just going along with the medical mafia and the Bill Gates nonsense. By the way, Bill Gates' family is what? Roman Catholic! It's not the Jews! Get it in your brain, you people, It's like incredible and on BitChute, Oh, it's the Jews might this and Jews might that and Jews might... It's not the Jews. Go read some Protestant books from the past. They all knew it. Second nature, second, what do you call it? Nature. We have piles and piles and piles of books on this, okay? I just get tired and fed up of all the Jew nonsense and all that. You gotta be kidding me. We have people all over the world working for the Roman king, who is that Antichrist of Scripture, the historical, prophetic, biblical Antichrist of the number 666, and every Protestant knows who it is. And if they don't know who it is, they might not be Protestants because they're not protesting. Get it, come on. People, Protestants don't run back to the Antichrist, right? Because then they're not protesting anymore and they're not Protestants. They're Roman Catholics. Papists. Anyway. So, that the tests overall are invalid and can't be taken serious as they have high false positive rate. Okay. So all the I haven't even tried to use much time on this, but I'm getting drawn into this bullshit all the time because you people are, most people are just taking it to another level of insanity. Anyway, and they seem to be wanting to promote this insanity and continue and force tyranny on us. Yeah, I guess it's tyranny in English. Tyranny. They're just, the governments, which, who are they? Who are the governments working for? Huh? Who have the governments always worked for normally, besides in regards to the protest? They work for Rome and that Antichrist. Rome is the disgusting whore and harlot who is drunken by the blood of the saints, okay? And the papacy is the beast of the number 666. People, wake up! Anyway, let's go forward here. So, tyranny of the government on the people. Oh, yeah. We see more tyranny, and it's, being enforced on standard people, what do you call it? Normal people, non-criminal people that just don't want to have a mask on or whatever, and they get forced, and tickets and put in jail. You gotta be kidding me with these things that they do, with these people, breaking into people's houses because, you have one video after another, and I can only see this being an ongoing thing where they will, pick those speaking the truth and don't want to go along with this nonsense and continue with that. So I don't see it like it's a bright future if no one stops this insanity. Anyway, so let's see the hysteria in regards of disinfecting all the time. Distance. Like we are not, like we don't sit too much in front of our computer anyway. Now we are, more forced into it, right? Over the school thing and all. Give me a break with this nonsense. By the way, I wouldn't send my children to school anyway, because the schools don't even teach the children the most important things in this world. They're just filling them up with satanic propaganda and bullshit like pagan satanic evolution. About 13.78 billion years, something exploded. Well, nothing exploded, I guess, not something. Nothing exploded without any cause. That's not science, that's pagan bullshit. Yeah. And then the pool of mud became alive, after it became dry and wet, and apparently it took a bus or airplane to the ocean and became a fish, and the fish became homesick, and it, went on the land and became a goat. And the goat apparently didn't have enough to eat. It's just strange because I would think that there was pretty much a lot of, dirt, earth, anyway, it jumped into the sea again and became a dolphin. You people are lunatics! Totally! It's just exploded up in the first place up there. It's just poof, You gotta be kidding me. You're going to believe that nonsense. It's just incredible. Anyway, why would I ever put my children in school for programming of the government? Oh yeah, it's just incredible. It's the thing that the devil have been using for hundreds of years, It's like, it's incredible. And then now they're doing it again. They're controlling everything. We had the protest, which protested this insane system of Roman Catholicism, which have nothing, let me say that again, nothing to do with real Christianity. The Roman Catholics are the very ones that have been persecuted the Christians for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Oh my. You gotta be kidding me. That so-called Pope is the high priest of paganism. Pontifex Maximus. Give me a break. Anyway, that triune tyrant who thinks himself the father of princes and kings. That's what he's crowned in Latin when he's crowned with his triune crown, whatever, He wants to be like God, The devil wants to be like God. And the devil has given this office and seat, to that. Yeah. Yeah, just getting tired of it, The papacy is the beast, and they get this office and seat gets its dominion and rule, and I can't remember all of it. Anyway, from the devil, from the old snake. Anyway, let's go forward here. So disinfect. Oh yeah, so we have the disinfect. I haven't done any disinfecting out. I just wash my hands after I've been out peeing. Okay, that's all. Nothing of this nonsense. You gotta be kidding me. Distance, we can't get too close to each other and this and that. Oh, give me a break. And this lines, the corona lines. Oh, yeah, the corona lines. And then we you're not allowed to get too many people together and all that. Oh, it's illegal. And the police will come. You gotta be kidding me. Like the police shouldn't have other things to do, like maybe go out and get some criminals. Oh, no. We just, going after the standard people just trying to live their life. Anyway, forced mask, of course, in regards of the public transportation. So as I read a source that is said that 40% lower of people using the transportation in Denmark now. So, but it's, forcing the mask on people in buses, trains, and I guess also airports and airplanes and ships, I think, as well, public ships and all that, in regards to transportation. You gotta be kidding me. No, we're not kidding. This is the so-called, oh yeah, I forgot to write that, new normal, Yeah, this is the so-called new normal. Let me say, this has nothing to do with normal. This is diabolical, satanic, insanity. That's what it is. Yes. You people see too much television and you eat all the garbage, all that propaganda, all that, all those lies and deceptions and bullshit that they just fill you up with it, So you are running around scared and panicked and, anyway. Tickets and tyranny. Oh, yeah. So, giving tickets to people who don't want to wear a mask in the public transportation or kicking them off, or even, as far as I can see, putting them in jail in regards of different places. We have, I don't know in regards of Denmark, in regards of the jail thing, but, I've seen other videos where it seems that it's going that direction. Oh yeah, there was also that woman that didn't want to wear a mask. She was taken to a police car and all that. I don't know if she had a doctor thing, but that was what was said in regards to not wearing a mask. Can't remember what nation that was in regards to she didn't want to wear a mask, and the police got on her. You gotta, this is insane. People just living their lives are now considered criminals. You gotta be kidding me. No, I'm not kidding you. This is the so-called new normal where everybody goes into insanity mode. Yeah, not only insanity mode, they take it to the whole new level of insanity. Okay, so closing down free speech, apparently it seems like that they are now breaking down into houses, different places in the world, and, closing down free speech because they don't like, that they're speaking against this agenda of this big virus. Be careful! Be very afraid of the virus! And you're not allowed to talk against us, the state. Oh well, anyway. I do wonder who the state are working for. Let's see, our last, prime minister, went down to Rome to get a blessing from, the Antichrist of the number 666. I wonder, who could they possibly be working for in our days where people have forgotten everything in regards of who the Antichrist is? It must be the Jews, right? It must be the Jews, right? Because it's always the Jews. Oh, really? You don't think that the Roman Catholic Insanity Institution needed a scapegoat after, around half of Europe, some say 2/3 of Europe, woke up to who the Antichrist was and is and protested and nearly destroyed the whole thing. Yeah, but what is now, regathering its power? Oh, the Roman Poopacy. Yep. The Jesuits have done a wonderful job for the devil. We don't know anything in our days. It's interesting how they have just taking all that information away from the people. And we're not interested in it either, Who cares about the truth anymore? We have these computer games and we have movies, right? All this pagan bullshit. And we have a lot of lies and deceptions and twisting of history. And we just love it, right? Who cares about the truth? Yeah, who cares about the truth? Apparently, very few. Oh yeah. And what happens when you don't care for the truth? The devil takes over. He takes more and more rope. So anyway, two things in this world. Two things that are the most important things to know in this world. First thing is who is Jesus Christ? Because there's huge amount of fake versions, and the two most important fake versions to know is the Roman Catholic cookie Jesus. Yes, they worship a cookie. This dry wafer of theirs is the son of, so-called Queen of Heaven and all that. And of course, the Father needs to be there to make the cookie and all that. And whoopsie, there we go with the sun cookie. You gotta be kidding me. How can any Christian join with these pagans, These filthy pagans have nothing to do with Christianity. They are idolaters. These Roman Catholic whorehouses, are graveyards full of dead men walking. Why would any Christian ever consider joining up with Roman Catholicism? Or Orthodoxy, either. Orthodoxy have the same issue with icons and idols and whatever, what we have 10 commandments. What does one of the 10 commandments say? Oh, don't bow down before of idols, and don't make any of these idols, and don't bow in front of them and all that. Hey, let's just put some Christian names and whatever and all that and Christianize it, and apparently it's okay then to worship the devil. I don't know what to say. People, you have lost your minds. The devil are deceiving you and leading you astray to eternal destruction, okay? I don't care if they call themselves Christians. Look at what they are doing. They're bowing down in front of an idol and kissing and lighting candles and, fixing this smelling stuff and whatever, oh my, on their knee in front of these disgusting spiritual turds, and on the floor in front, I just can't, what is wrong with you people, Anyway, so, and paganism, oh, you atheist, oh, but I'm an atheist, right? A believing atheist. What does most believing atheists believe in? Oh, pagan satanic evolution. Nothing to do with science. Absolutely zero to do with science. This is an old pagan belief that Darwin just made popular in the West. Yeah. You don't know. You don't care about that, right? I want to believe that I came from a fish. Well, maybe not a fish, a monkey or, an ape, right? But, if you go further down, the line of the so-called tree of life, that's what they call this, drawing of theirs, this fantasy nightmare of bullshit of theirs, Anyway, but of course, these people believe in Santa Claus, or well, at least they are lying to their children about it, right? And Christ Mass and Easter rabbits, eggling, whatever, it's just tooth fairy, and on it goes with these, Anyway. And gnomes are, false pagan house gods. Yeah, but now Christians are just planting them everywhere in their home and the churches, right? You gotta be kidding me. Anyway, no, I'm not kidding. It's actually a reality that they do that. And some of the priests actually knows about these things. But let's just keep on the statue quo, I wonder who they're working for, We're still keeping these pagan traditions, The pagan New Year of Janus in the winter with the two-headed and all that. The New Year's in spring, it's not in the winter. Christ Mass is not found in the Bible. Christ Mass is in regards to Roman Catholicism and their cookie Jesus. And if we take it in Danish and all that, we have Yule. We call it Yule, which goes back to the word Yulna and, goes back to Odin. Oh, yeah, that's another pagan link. I don't care. It's not in the Bible. It's not commanded to be kept. But we have other... now you're Judaizing, right? And the Romanizers hate the Judaizers, because they've been slaying them and attacking them for centuries. Anyway, let's move forward, right? Okay, so tickets and tyranny, closing down free speech, yeah. Doctors and people censored for speaking the truth, We see multiple doctors coming out and saying, hey, it's not a problem. We already figured out something that can fix this. I wouldn't personally go that direction and all that. But anyway, we have multiple, of these white coats that has at least some honesty to stand forward and tell the people that this is nonsense, that we already figured out, they already figured out something that can fix it. But, we're not allowed to talk about that. So, oops, let's just wipe that out. And we see Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and these platforms just woo. But that's of course on the internet we have pretty much lost free speech. These platforms have censoring, shadow banning, shadow censoring, doing all these depraved things. Which words I have I can't remember all these words because what they are doing. We have insiders telling us what they are doing behind the closed doors. We can see what they're doing. It is disgusting and filthy, and YouTube is Google. Okay? So when you see what YouTube is doing, then you can go back to Google because Google owns them, Anyway, all these platforms are corrupt, they're satanic, they're promoting wicked nonsense and wicked works, and they strike down on people telling the truth, because that's hate speech. That's hate speech. We'll condemn it as hate speech or whatever and all that. You're not following our policy, and they just kick you out. Oh well. Anyway, so we have doctors and people censored for speaking the truth. We have this, it's still on BitChute at least, where multiple doctors was, collected together. They had this talk and all that, and so I understand it. 600, signing of white coats saying that, hey, we have a cure here, We already know how to fix this issue. We don't need a vaccine, Again, not that... Personally, I would not go that direction, but we're not allowed to talk about natural remedies, because the medical mafia has demonized natural, remedies as alternative medicine. Alternative medicine, yeah. So that's the so-called alternative medicine. That's the medicine that has been used for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. But that's alternative. You see how they spin these things, just... Anyway, it's incredible, And, and by the way, cancer is fungus, okay? Cancer, again, is fungus. If you want to cure cancer, you have to figure out something that kills cancer. Fungus, okay? Everything that works against fungus works against cancer, and what works against cancer works against fungus, because cancer is fungus, okay? It's the big secret, Now it's out on the back, And what does fungus love? Sugar! Anyway, so just feed the people, that have cancer, sugar, and you're literally murdering them. Yep. Anyway, so if you have cancer, don't drink alcohol. Stop smoking if you're smoking. And in regards of eating things with a lot of sugar, stop doing that and all that, and begin to look into some essential oils, because many of these essential oils are antifungal. Yeah. And also I have antioxidants and phenols and many health. Yeah, but they will tell you, they will try to tell you there's a lot of bullshit in this world. Lots of bullshit. It's a river of bullshit. And not only cancer is a problem, we have other sicknesses in regards of oxidation, or what is it called? You have the antioxidants. I'm not sure in regards of it, but you have the antioxidants. What does antioxidants help you with? Yeah, so you don't get all these issues that is breaking down your body. You get some antioxidants and it helps in regards of neutralizing these things so you don't get sick, okay? Woo. So, if you have oxidation in your body, I think that's another word for it anyway, which we have, well, and it makes us older faster as well as understand it, so it makes us sick and makes us older quicker and all that. Well, maybe introduce some antioxidants in your diet, yeah. Maybe. Anyway, so essential oils, for example, are full of antioxidants. I think clove oil is number 1, cinnamon is number 2, and all that. Anyway, I love cinnamon. I'm drinking a lot of cinnamon oil. I love that. It's also antifungal. Clove is also antifungal. Anyway, so let's see here. Doctors and people censored for speaking the truth. So what was it? But anyway, there's other sicknesses that fungus inflicts. But you see, the doctors, the white coat murderers and butchers, they are handing out antibiotics for you guys. Do you know what antibiotics is? It's in their books, in regards to, they're so proud of it. Antibiotics is mycotoxin. Now, what is mycotoxin? Mycotoxin is fungal poison, or poison from fungus. That's, but myco means fungus, toxin means poison and all that. So that's poison from fungus, So when you take the antibiotic, which also means against life, you have a higher risk of getting a fungal infection and also having a higher risk of getting cancer, because cancer is fungus. Anyway, welcome to the world of insanity, And if you ask your doctor for anything against fungal, they're not educated in it. And they might just throw you out of the office. If you ask, because it's big business, that you have these issues which are fungal related. Anyway, so Bill Gates' family is Roman Catholic. You see, it's not the Jews. It's not the Jews, Yeah, you have some Jews working for the Roman Emperor, okay? Like you have people all over the world working for this wicked, diabolical, satanic system. Get it in your brain, Most Jews are like you and me. They just try to live their life, okay? So, the Roman Catholics, after around half of Europe, 2/3, some say, of Europe woke up to who the Antichrist was. Yay, they all knew. They all knew it. Every single Protestant knew it, okay? Just go back and read some Protestant books, which they have hidden away from us. They all knew it. They all knew it as second nature, okay? It's only in our days that, maybe it's this guy, maybe it's that guy, maybe it's this and whatever and all that. No. The Antichrist is a dynasty of men in regards to the beast of the number 666. It's a dynasty of men sitting in the seat and the office of the papacy. Every single man represents the Antichrist, okay? Okay? Get that into your head, do some study. Go read, some good old books like Fox's Book of Martyrs, Child Books of Martyrs. That's in regards of the English. That's if you're living in England, that's a nice, that's a small, nice book in regards of the English martyrs and all that. And then we have mirror martyrs. I haven't looked into that yet, but as far as I understand, it's like Fox's Book of Martyrs, but without any people having any. It's more of the non-violence people in regards to martyrs that should have in regards to stories. Anyway, you can read, Martin Luther's book from 1545 against the Roman Papacy, an institution of the devil. Oh, but Martin Luther never spoke against it. He did. Oh, yeah, he did. He spoke really harshly against it. And people are just so brainwashed. Oh, did he really speak about that? Yeah, he did really speak about that. No, but he wrote this book about the Jews, Yeah, one book. You gotta be kidding me. Of course the Jews have issues. They have issues to this very day, But anyway, so who did Martin Luther think was the two arch enemies of Jesus Christ? Oh yeah, we have a song from 1542, a children's song, against the two arch enemies of Jesus Christ. So what do you think that Luther wrote was the two arch enemies of Jesus Christ? Think it was the Jews? No, it's not the Jews. No. First and foremost, in regards to Roman Catholicism. Second, the Mohammedans. Oh yeah! Two sides of the same wicked coin, although Rome is the head. They have so much, Oh, we didn't really talk about the two fake versions, did we, in regards of the... Oh yeah, I only took one of them, in regards of the cookie Jesus, right? And then you have the other one, that is the Mohammedan version of Jesus only being a prophet. That's the other. Those two versions are the two most important fake versions to know about. There's many others. Many others. Satan has literally, put forward a huge amount of fake versions, okay? Any case, those are the two most important fake versions to know. The cookie Jesus and the only prophet version Jesus, okay? Anyway, Roman Catholicism and Mohammedanism is like, it's two sides of the same wicked coin. They both have a false version of Jesus. They both believe the same false versions on Mary. They both hate the truth. They both hate Christians. They both allowed to lie to protect their religion. And so forward it goes and goes. They both have their own, crusades and jihad and all that. They have their things. They are pretty much the same, Although they might look different. Yeah. Anyway. And they both have, destroyed documents in regards of, the truth as well. So, killing Christians, killing real believers, disciples of Jesus Christ and all that. And they all do it thinking they do it for God. Oh yeah, I remember our Master Jesus Christ told us about that, or Yeshua HaMashiach told us about that there would be people coming around thinking they would do it for God, Anyway, because they don't know God. Anyway, so Bill Gates, his family is Roman Catholic. Look it up, just search on it and see in regards of his wife, Roman Catholic. His children has grown up as Catholics, and he himself attend Roman Catholic Church. Although he doesn't seem to be totally saying that, that he's a Roman Catholic. But if he's attending a Roman Catholic church, I do wonder if he's taking the cookie Jesus, If he's taking the cookie Jesus, he's a Roman Catholic, okay? A papist. He's not a Jew, is he? No. He's a Roman Catholic. The shadow government in this world is Roman Catholic. They use all these groups, you have the Knights of Malta, the Knights of Columbus, you have the Freemasons, then you have all the bishops and the cardinals and all these things. They're all working for the Roman Papacy. You have the Jesuits, which, if you go read the Jesuit oath, which have Denmark, which I live in. And it has Norway and Sweden, in regards of, enemies, and many others in regards of Protestants. Anyway, and they're pretty much, taking over. They were created to take back what the Roman Emperor lost. And we have no clue in our days. No clue. And the Jesuits are still working, and the Roman Catholic maniac institution, yeah, is still working. And they pretty much are going for the new world order, which is the Roman world order restored, with the Roman Papacy as the head of this. And of course, behind the Roman Papacy stands the devil. Yep, anyway. So, let's see here. So the two important things to know is that you could teach your children in 7 days, and you could just read some good old Protestant books like History on Romanism, which, by the way, is free. You know, one of the books on from 1845, and the latest is from 1871 or something like that. And it's free, available on the internet for download on Roman history. That's many books, you know. Everything leads to Rome. Ever heard about this thing, you know? All roads leads to Rome, lies in Latin, and proud as a pope? Maybe bullshit also goes back to this nonsense. Anyway, but I haven't confirmed that. But there's, you know, two ways that the bullshit word could actually go back in regards to the bull, in regards of, you know, the Israelites worshipping this bull thing, and that would, of course, be bullshit. Or the bull in regards of the bulla of the popes. Oh, sorry, so-called popes. Poops. I call them poops usually. Anyway, the poops have this bull of theirs, and of course that's, you know, that's bullshit as well. But of course that was the thing that Martin Luther was burning, you know, in the fire, including all his man-made bullshit doctrines, you know. But now we are returning. Now we have left the Bible, we have left the truth, and thereby Satan takes more row from us, and he have taken a huge amount. Anyway, so I see Jesus, or Yeshua, is God Almighty. That's that's the most important thing to know, because again, there's all these fake versions. So when you know the true version, then, you know, why trust in, you know, versions that comes after the real version, you know? If you're not going to trust the first version, right? The first that comes on the scene, you know? Why would you ever trust one of these secondaries, you know? Well, you know, because people make their own truth, you know? And follow Satan instead of following the truth. Anyway, so Yeshua is God Almighty, and the Roman Pope is that Antichrist of the number 666. Those are the two most important things to know in this world. And I could teach my children in 7 days those things, and we could read some, you know, if I had any anyway, and we could read some really wonderful Protestant books. Yeah, I could teach them more than the school systems. You know, what have people learned 10 years in the school or more? Do they know who the Antichrist is? Absolutely not. They have no clue. They believe in pagan satanic evolution. They are totally brainwashed and totally blind to what is going on around them. Incredible. So we have the Jews being scapegoated because the Roman Catholic maniac institution, of course, needed to use a scapegoat. All of, you know, so many people were not pointing to them as the Antichrist and protesting, because they were called Protestants because they protested, and it was called Protestantism, you know, in regards of protesting. Now people will say, well, Protestants was only around like 500 years ago, which is a lie. It already began in the 1st century, protesting the Roman Pharisee Pope Paul the First, okay? Anyway, who began to Romanize, because the Romanizers have always, Romanized and hated the Judaizers. And the Judaizers always tried to stand for the law of God and the festivals of God. And the Romanizers have done the opposite. And the Romanizers have taken a lot of row from us in our days. Oh, well. Passover, the real Passover, according to the Bible, when the new year begins in the spring, then you have Passover, you have 7 days of unleavened bread. Then you count after the Sabbath, in regards to the first fruit, you count to 50 or 7 Sabbaths or 7 days of rest. And then after the 7th day of rest, you have Shavuot, the festival of weeks. And then later on, in the fall, you have the Day of Trumpet. You have a 10 days of festival where the first day is Day of Trumpet and the last day is the Day of Atonement. And then you have 8-day festival, 7-day, and then you have the last great day. So you have 7 days. The first day also being a high day in regards of Sukkot, and the 8th day that's the great day, is the last great day. That are the festivals of the Bible, Go read the 5 books of Moses and you can find these festivals. Those are the festivals of Jehovah. These are not the Romanizing festivals, which are pagan nonsense and vanity. Go with the truth. Go with the Bible and Judaize. Nothing wrong with a Judaizer except Romanizers hate them, persecute them, kill them, burn them, whatever, And their manuscripts as well. Anyway, so, because they believe they're heretics, yeah. Oh, but who is the real heretic here? Will the real heretic really, stand up, Yeah, the Roman Catholics are wolves in sheep clothing. Oh, but you shouldn't talk bad about Roman Catholics. And it's hate speech, right? It's like, and the Roman Catholic, you shouldn't tolerate that, right? That's what they say, I went into a Protestant bookstore, Oh, I found Protestant material in the bookstore. What should I do? I don't know what you should do. Maybe read it, So what do they respond? Yeah, well, go back and tell them that Roman Catholics are really Christians and all blah, 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 blah. They use soft power and strong power. If the soft power doesn't work, they use strong power, okay? They have the devil to help, to help them. The devil and his minions, Because Roman Catholicism is the masterpiece of the devil. Anyway. So, let's see here. The new normal. Oh, yeah, we have the new normal as well. So, this new normal, you can just, gotta be kidding me, So, don't go along with this so-called new normal. It's nonsense, Why would I ever accept the new normal? You have to do as we say. If we say bow down to the idol, you bow down to the idol. No, don't think so. When they say bow down in front of the idol, you just turn 180 degrees, right? And you show them your white, or maybe black, butt, Show them your beautiful, shiny butt, what do you call that butt? I guess you have other words in regards of English and all that. What do you call that? Int, int of whatever, Just show them that shiny butt, and show them what you really believe in regards of idols and images and cookies, and worshiping these things, including worshiping the Antichrist. Yeah, the man of the number 666. Yeah, not going to happen. And when they tell you to take an oath, you say, no. You just learn the word no. And they might try to force you and all that. And they might force you into things and all that. But, just learn the word no. No, no, no. Hey, take our vaccine. No. Anyway, in regards to the vaccine, by the way, they want to force us in regards to this vaccination. They don't want to talk about diet, in regards of exercise, and in regards of natural health remedies. No. Of course, if they really were concerned about your health, your people out there, they would of course tell you that cancer is fungus, because maybe the people could then do something about it themselves, right? They're opening up for the nightclubs and all that, where people are drinking alcohol and, smoking and whatever, and, but, it's just, and then, still having closed all the other things, you can really see that there's an agenda. They're not there for your health. If they were there for your health, they would tell you that cancer is fungus, but of course, they're not there for your health. Cancer, again, is fungus. And that's, and when you know it's fungus, you can begin to do something about it because now you know the cause. And when you know the cause, you can begin to do something about it. Okay? You can begin to, figure things out. Do you have fungus in your house? That might lead to cancer, fungus infection. It's just a fungus infection. Hey, if you go to the medical mafia, they have what? Chemo, which is burning. Chemo, which is poison. They have radiation, which is burning, and then they can just chop off your breast or whatever part of your thing, right? Yeah, let's not talk about natural remedies here, right? You see that these people are demonic, blind, or full of of devilish, disgusting filth. I'm lacking the words here, but these people are murderers. These white coat butchers are murderers and pushing sickness. They might do some good things. I'm not saying that everything is bad that they do. They have to have the facade so they look like the heroes, right? Why would you give a person fungal poison from fungus, and call it medicine? It ruins your things down there in the stomach, and you might get issues years down the line. It might not just show up, from the very moment. It might come down the line, like the vaccines as well, they're ruining people. Oh yeah, they wanna vaccinate us all. That's, how many more people do we need to damage in regards of vaccine damages? People, wake up. We don't want to be forcing vaccines into people that don't want that. But there are people out there that think it should be forced on the people. No, you don't force anything on anyone in regards of vaccines. If you want to take a vaccine, that's your thing, but don't force me to take a vaccine. Never. And that's where I'm getting dragged into this thing, actually, in some sense, because now you're hitting, now you're getting really, really close to home in some sense. And you nutcases, we try to, people have tried to wake you up, and again and again and again, and you people just don't want to wake up, just want to go along to get along and whatever and all that, and don't you rather ridicule the truth, and now it saves the file to another, and so now I need to fix it together. Which is one of these annoying things as usual, because the mobile can actually do what it needs to do. Anyway, let's not get off topic here, but this is, one of these insanities as usual that they waste our time with. So, in regards to this vaccination and all that, and by the way, I was trying to enjoy the summer, and we had these security guards going in regard, you're not allowed to roll at that speed and all that. On the roller skates, you need to go in walking speed. Yeah, I don't think that anyway. So these seem to be some private people going around and, playing police and all that, And then we have the airplane going, going very close to the beach with a banner saying, "Keep distance." I'm not kidding you. They actually had an airplane with a banner, going close to the beach saying, "Keep distance." And besides that, they had the Corona lines for this place that I am a member. Oh, sorry, I was a member. I've been excommunicated from the place. Anyway, the thing is, coming with roller skates and all that, rolling down to the place where I'm a member and all that. And first time I just rode on the, for this, I call it fortress now. But anyway, so the so-called lifeguards, state guards, I think it's much better. So the state guards have made this thing, apparently. I didn't know that point. So people stand in line and all that, and I have my rollerblades and all that. So I just rode around them and all that, and then they, the guard stopped me and told me, "Hey, you're not allowed to do that." Well, it's a woman, so anyways, it's not that. Hey, you're not allowed to do that, and blah blah blah. You need to go back into the line, and you're not allowed to have roller skates on. Okay. So I was like, okay. So I went backward in regards of, and stood in the line for 1 or 2 seconds, just thinking. I was like, this is nonsense, absolutely nonsense. So I went backward and all that, took my rollerblades off, took my, bathing, what is it called, Speedos. I took my Speedos on, and I took my bag on, and I took my rollerblades in my hand, and I went in the water, because there was like a bridge, thing that they had this line and all that. So I went into the water with my rollerblades and my bag and all that on and all that. And it worked, first time I went over to the men's apartment, because I'm not going to adhere to this. So that worked first time. Second time it worked as well without any problems. No noise. The Nazi castle didn't wake up or anything like that. But the third time, there was a snitch, and the snitch was sitting where I usually actually sit down and take off my my rollerblades, because you go in over the bridge, and just over the bridge you have this corner before the men's apartment, and that's this place where you can actually sit down, because that's the closest, but you can sit down, take your rollerblades off there, because there's no place to sit before that. Then you need to go further back at least. So anyway, so he was sitting there, and he looked at me, and he just looked, and I got closer, and then he, and the whole Nazi castle woke up, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I just went for it, So I went up the stairs in regards to the men's apartment and all that. It was, you can pretty much do it. The water is not that high, so it's not impossible to to do it, just keep your roller skates, above, But anyway, of course there's other ways to fix it in regards of, and I could also have done it like less visible, and just swimmed over to the thing and all that. Anyway, so this guard came and all that, and apparently they have key to the place now in regards of where you put your stuff. I know they didn't have that beforehand, but now apparently they have the keys. So I went in there and fixed my things, and apparently this guard came in and all that, and apparently again they apparently have keys for it. And began to talk, and they were angry in regards of those standing in the line and blah 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 blah. And I told him in regards of these nonsense and all that. Hey, it's the state and all that. Well, you're enforcing it. Yeah. So, anyway, I told him in regards of the Nazis, in regards of 6 million Jews and all that, right? And I got a little angry, in some sense. I don't know. I got a little upset, and I raised my voice, okay, But any case, but yeah, and I told him he could call the police if he had any issues. But anyway, but he wanted my name, and I said nope. I need your name, he said. I was like, well, I was just, no, you're not going to get that. Oh, you're not man enough to give me your name? You gotta be kidding me. I can't remember when and so forth. I should have the camera activated. That might have been better. But anyway, because then you always know what happened, right? Word for word. But in any case, I went in the water afterwards. Yeah, he went back to doing his, and I guess he was upset for not following his guidelines and whatever. Anyway, got back and all that, enjoyed my day and all that. Then the fourth time, I did the same. Now they were more observant in regards of these things, so they noticed me, and I didn't really care. And he came in and said, yeah, blah, 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 then this and that. And I was like, yeah, bloody well. I just went into the locker room, put my stuff and went for a swim. I just couldn't really care. So anyway, they have this nonsense that there's only allowed to be so and so many people out there. So there's huge amount of space, out there. Because of all this corona nonsense and, keeps distance, the bridge where you get in. You have this keeps distance, and of course you have disinfection as well. You gotta. And they have these, you need to get in and out, blah, 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 whatever. Don't let people enjoy the summer, right? Actually, one of the days in the man department, they actually had that was the club itself that apparently has made some rules that you're not allowed to sunbathe there, So the police came to throw people out that was just enjoying to get some vitamin D that strengthened the immune system and just, taking a relaxing thing. Oh, you're not allowed to do that, So the, policeman came and took a, round and threw people out. Told them to go. Anyway, just one of these, insanities. Anyway, so my fourth time I went over, one of the guards noticed me and he came in and said, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whatever, getting in there, laying my stuff and all that, and going out there, having a swim. And then I came up on the side of where you usually have Speedos on and all that. In the man department, you can just, that's only men and all that, and you can take things off. And anyway, so I went up just to look around and see how many there was in regards of people, on this thing. And, again, nearly nothing on the. So I went and I needed to pee and all that. I wondered if I, in regards of talking to these guards, in regards of trying to get some truth into their heads and all that. But anyway, so I saw into the men's department. That was, the door for the men's department. There was this guy, the first guy that I met. The day before, or the time before, the third time, not this fourth time. And I think he's the head of them out there. He's an older guy and all that. Anyway, so I saw him with the police, And I was like, okay, fair and square and all that. Then went into the men's department. At that point, I could just have jumped into the ocean again, But I wanted to see what they would say, I wanted to see if they actually would So anyway, I went into to pee first, and I came out, and I got in contact with the police and this guy, and he was told to go away. Apparently, the police gave him my name and so forward. But anyway, they escorted me out from the place. We had a very good talk, in regards to telling them some truth and all that. But yeah, it's so hopefully they will take that with them and remember that everything is not as it is portrayed in regards to the media and all that. But anyway, they got they escorted me out of the place, and I went pretty much home from that point on. So next time I went down to the beach and all that. That would be my fifth time, and I saw that they had this thing, and I was not entirely sure if I was actually thinking maybe I should go to the bridge way, because there doesn't seem to be a line, and if there's no line, there's no problem, right? I just don't want to. Yeah, I'm not going to stand in this nonsense line. But then it seemed like there's I'm not entirely sure how that works and all that. Anyway. So I felt like, okay, let's just take the standard route that I usually take, right? So I went back, and and he had seen me, and one of them, a younger one of these guards, and they stood two at that point, and he said to me, you're going to be kicked out of the membership and all that of of the Winter Club. Well, he didn't call, but I know it's the Winter Club. I'm a member of and all that. And you're going to be thrown out of that and blah blah blah, and you're not allowed to stay or to be here and all that. I was like, hey, just call the police, I was like, no. He said, no, wait, no. He said to me, we already called the police. I said, yeah, okay, well, take it when they come then, So yeah, I think that was the way. And then I just continued to walk, fixed my things into the things, and took a swim. And then, pretty much went home. The police never came at that point. I know, but of course, I will do it again in the future if the line is there. I'm not, I'm not going to stand in this nonsense line. I'm not going to comply with the insanity. Any case, I just got my official decree that I am now excommunicated from this, bathing club. They gave me actually 3 days, which, over email, and I didn't see the email. So they gave me 3 days to respond to these allegations from the guard that had informed them about me, So I didn't really, they never called me up. They had my phone number. Then as far as I know, they have my phone number. They never called me up. They just wrote to me, hey, you have 3 days. We are thinking about excommunicating you. You have 3 days to give you a reply to, any information. Yeah, well, I didn't see that message. But anyway, I found out that I was locked out because my thing didn't work anymore, this chip and all that. And that's other interesting thing, right? When all your money and buying power is on a chip, they can just turn it off. And they did in this instance in regards of my bathing thing. But it is just an experience in regards of what future things might come about in regards of just being able, if they can get, oh yeah, that's something they also enforce in regards of this corona nonsense, right? That, a cashless society, so because money goes from hand to hand and all that, and because of all this corona and all that, it might be a good idea to just have a cashless society, right? That's what they have been promoting for a lot of years. They want to go from, they want to, so you can have everything on, so they can just turn it off. Yeah. So you can't buy anything if you don't have. Anyway. So I think I pretty much got through it all, and we are pretty much on an hour. Yeah. So, but I wanted to see, how far they would take it. I should probably have just, turned around when I saw the police. I should just have turned around, and just waited for them to leave, and I could just have come up, and, they would not have gotten my name and so forward. But I guess, in some sense, in my stupidity, I wanted to know what they want. I wanted to see how far they wanted to, they would take it. I wanted to see, as a, if you're not following along with these, nonsense guidelines, I wanted to see what they were already prepared to do. I lost my membership in my, winter club and all that I've had for at least 6 years or something like that. They just threw me out, it's very interesting. They also, they closed down the saunas out there. They closed down the saunas for a good amount of time. They reopened them some weeks ago. I think it was around some weeks ago. Just pretty much not far from where I was closed out. So but they still have a lot of this corona nonsense going on. And if they're going to, in regards to this second wave and whatever nonsense and all that, it might not be, they might continue with this. So I've written back to them in regards of, in regards of other members and all that. I don't know if they're going to read it or not, or if they don't even, they say I said something to the guard, so-called lifeguards, and state guard, as I call them. Is they should be focusing on saving lives, not in regards of this nonsense. So they really have gotten some more power, in regards of this. That's anyway. And to continue the tyranny, as far as I know, we also have at least one committing suicide out there. In regards of the membership and all that. Some say there was more. I haven't gone further into investigating it, but people apparently are, getting down in the basement in regards of all this lockdown and this nonsense and all that. And in Denmark, we don't even have it. I've seen other places in other countries which seems to have it a lot worse. But that may, they are, forcing more and more nonsense on us. We have tickets, people getting tickets for not having mask on in the public transportation. I don't take the public transportation. If I did, I wouldn't take a mask on. But I haven't used the public transportation since they got the digital thing and all that. I don't even know how it works out in Denmark in regards to that. So that's many, many, many years ago. So usually I don't use the transport, but they are really keeping people away from using the public transportation, those that don't want to use a mask. They're really forcing people away from the, public transport. They're ruining the whole nation, all the, many nations actually, in regards of people, in regards of businesses going down, because they can't keep open because of all this nonsense going on. They're ruining society. They're ruining society on so many levels and taking our rights and pushing all this nonsense and garbage. Now that I know how far they will take it, and I can see these videos all from different places in the world where the police are, doing things that I do not think they should do, absolutely should not do, in regards of standard people, they should be out there getting criminals, not in regards of, people that, you gotta be kidding me. Anyway, it's disgusting to see. It's very disgusting. And the thing is, when the vaccine comes around, I'm like, if they already are going this far now, how does the future look in regards of this? And that's one of the reasons why they're getting me into this in some sense. I don't really want to use and waste time on this nonsense because it is nonsense. But if they're going to try to vaccinate us all, I'm not going to take a vaccine. And if they're going to use the state power, like the police or military, to hold people down, this is tyranny. This is diabolical tyranny, and it should not be allowed and should not be done at all. It is very clear something is terrible, wrong in this world, and all roads leads to Rome. Anyway. So, this is disgusting. It looks more and more like Nazi Germany, Those people not just following along, they go after. Now, I'll ask you a question. Who do you think they will go after afterwards? When those people standing up for you people, when they are gone, who do you think is left? That's the question, right? I remember a quote from, was that a Protestant Christian or something like that? It's on Yad Vashem, and it's also known. First they came for this, and then they came for that, and then they came for, let's see here. First they came for, I think it was the communists, but anyway, first they came for the Jews, maybe. First they came for the Jews, then the communist, I don't know, let's see here. The quote is pretty popular. First they came, let's see here. Post-war confessional prose, engraving the confession in poetic form present presented at the New England Holocaust Memorial, Boston. Let's see what it says. They came first for the communists, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Catholics, and I didn't speak up because I was a Protestant. I don't know why that is in there. Is that from the original? Because in regards to the Catholic, it was a Catholic movement. Nazism is a Catholic movement. Hitler was a Roman Catholic. All roads lead to Rome, okay? Rome controls everything pretty much. Communism, Nazism, also seems in regards to Mohammedanism as well. Wouldn't be a surprise anyway, because you have so many things that are the same. But the thing is, you have, and the motive would be that, you see, the bishop in Rome had a problem with the bishop in Constantinople, and they had a conflict in regards to who was the greater bishop. This power struggle. And so the motive in regards of actually, training Muhammad and getting the Arabs to destroy the Eastern Roman Empire, well, there's at least a motive for it, because when he was gone, oh yeah, there was only one bishop, right, to so-called rule them all. Anyway. But he says, then they came for the Catholics. I've never heard that phrase in it. And I didn't speak up because I was a Protestant. Then they came for me, and by that time, no one was left to speak up. I do wonder in regards to this Martin Möller, because I haven't seen this thing in regards to the Catholics before. So I would like to see where... I don't remember reading it in any other version, so... Yeah, here we have. The best known version of the confession in English are the edited version in poetic form that began circulating by the 1950s. The United States Holocaust Memorial Museum quotes the following text as one of the many poetic versions of the speech. Don't have any Catholic thing. I do wonder in regards of, if that is true or not, because the Roman Catholics have a way of doing a lot of disgusting things. Here we have from another one, nothing in regards to the Catholics in that either. The communists, the socialists, the trade unionists, the Jews, and then they came for me. Nothing in regards of Roman Catholics. So I do wonder in regards of, they say this seems to be the original with the Catholics. I must say, I do wonder about that. I do, what shall we say? I would need to do some research on that, because I would need to see some real sources from the guy directly to see if that is true. He was a German Lutheran pastor. So, well, that's, yeah. Anyway, but again, Nazism was the Catholic right wing. Hitler was a Roman Catholic. They don't tell you that, right? Oh, he wasn't a Jew. No, he was a Roman Catholic. Yeah, but of course they will try to tell you he was a Jew, right? Because the Jews always get the issue, they always try to tell, oh, it's the Jews. Couldn't be the Roman Catholics, could it? You're not allowed to speak against the Roman Catholics, You get a lot of, oh, it's hate speech, and it's a Catholic bigotry, I figure, and whatever words they will try to, oh, you're not speaking love, and oh, Jesus wouldn't do that, and blah, 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 blah. They use their slick tongue for the soft power. When the soft power doesn't work, they murder you, okay? That's the way it has been for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years in regards to Roman Catholicism. And yeah, there are some Roman Catholics, also being killed and all that. Sometimes they kill their own, If they, the injustice, what is it called? The end justifies the means, Anyway, I guess I'm getting I should probably stop now. But yeah, just interesting version. I would like to see what the original version was in regards of Martin Niemöller. Which version was actually edited and which version was not edited. It's just interesting that they, if this was the original, that they wouldn't have that in the a longer version by the Holocaust Memorial Day of Trust, a charity established by the UK government, is as follows. First, they came for the communist, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. I don't know where he puts the Catholics, where the Catholics should be. And why, if it's the case that these are edited versions, I would wonder why the edited versions are used instead of the original. If that is the case, and I would love to see some information from this guy to prove that this what the original really was, always have to be on your toes, always. The Romanists rewrite history, so, and remove the true history and rewrite, and so yeah. Anyway, that's all for me. I should stop it now and upload the things in regards to this corona madness that we see around us, which I really don't care much about it. Besides, I was very angry at the beginning because they closed the swimming holes, and I was getting to a point where my body was getting, I was trying to I have a lot of health issues and all that. Anyway, I was trying to try to restore my body somewhat, and they just closed it down. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. No, she closed it all down. This woman we have as prime minister, just closed the whole country down. Totally insane, but what do you expect, from a woman? Anyway, no idea how she ever could come as a, get that position. First time I saw her, she stood with a, oh, by the way, that's another thing in regards of all this thing in regards of CO2 and carbon dioxide and taxes and all that, it's all roads leads to Rome. So it's not a surprise to see these things, Anyway, I think it was like 80% of the warmth on this earth is from the sun. So the sun has a much more effect in regards to the environment than all these. And carbon-14 is a trace gas. I can't remember, it's like 0.000 something, It's a minor thing, Anyway, but, taxes, more taxes, right? And the same thing with the tarot tax, If you wanted to get on the internet, you needed to pay a tarot tax. So I'm paying for you to do surveillance on me? Oh, okay. This is this insanity world. Yeah, anyway. Take care, all of you, and may Yeshua be a most precious pearl. And let's try that again. May Yehovah be with you, and Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. Have a good one, all of you. And remember the two most important things. Jesus is God Almighty. That's the first thing. Second, the Antichrist. The Antichrist. The papacy is that Antichrist of the number 666. 6:6. They will try to lead you in every kind of direction, so you don't look where the real culprit is to be found. If you want to know a little more about it, look up the Jesuit oath, okay? It's using Christian terminology, but it's not Christian, that's for sure, okay? So just because someone is using Christian terminology does not mean that they are Christians, okay? Jesus or Yeshua was warning us about wolves in sheep clothing. Now, what does a wolf in sheep clothing look like? He looks like a Christian, but he's not. You see, Muhammad was a stinking wolf, that you should be able to smell miles away. But the Romanists are wolves in sheep clothing, you have the Mohammedans. They don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God or God in flesh. They don't believe he was executed on the tree. And thereby they don't believe he was resurrected. These are three pillars that already it's very easy to point out that Muhammad was a stinking wolf, okay? I don't need more. I already know that this guy was, working for the devil. And there's so many holes in regards to Mohammedanism. You can't be serious, if you're Mohammedan and, you can't, it's how many fuses have blown up here, Use your brain. Use your brain and come out of this disgusting. Oh yeah, by the way, this is one of the other things. If you get out of Roman Catholicism or Mohammedanism, you are allowed to be killed. So that's another one of these things. Now, the Roman Catholics might not do it obvious in our days and all that, but, history. Yeah, history. What do you think they did with the Protestants? Because they were now heretics, and they were what? Former Catholics. They burned them at the stake, they persecuted them, they tortured them, they did so many vile things, Look at the torture devices that the Roman Catholics had. How could they ever invent such disgusting tools? Well, if you have demons, helping you, Yeah, anyway. How can you say that they're Christians and then invent these disgusting things? And you have one disgusting tool after another that they used against so-called heretics, Roman Catholicism is a religion of blood. A river of blood. Of course, the Mohammedans are slaying people as well. But anyway, two sides of the same coin. Same wicked, disgusting, pagan coin. Both of them satanic deceptions. You have 1.8 billion Mohammedans deceived, and you have 1.2 billion Roman Catholics deceived. That is 3 billion people of the world. And then you have the Hindus, the Buddhists, the atheists, and the rest. It's like Satan deceives most of the world. Anyway. I need some cinnamon, Water without cinnamon oil. Yeah, that's just no go. Cinnamon oil, shake, shake, shake with water. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Antifungal, antioxidants. I'm not sure if there's phenol. I think there's phenols as well in the cinnamon and all that. Can't remember, but I think there is. Anyway, it's yummy, yummy, yummy. You only need a couple of drops. Shake it good. And you have the most tasting, delicious drink. And it's healthy. Of course, I know they will say, oh, liver damage and all that nonsense, right? Yeah, because mouse and rats, Oh, but I'm not a mouse and I'm not a rat. And what else did you give those mouse and rats, Anyway, they don't care for your health, okay, people? They want to get you away from things that keeps you healthy, and they want to give you all these diabolical things. They want to kill you off, because the Satanists believe there are too many people in the world anyway. So, It's one of these things that people are like, oh, we're too many people in the world anyway. So I'm just doing my job and all that, and whatever. It's disgusting, but that's how it is. Anyway, I remember, all these scare tactics they have of these different things and all that. I remember the gloves, called Nelliker in Danish. And they say, oh, gloves, you get this and that if you got too many of them and all that. Well, I didn't see anything, and I've been eating and drinking a huge amount of essential oils, of clove oil. Now, it's a powerful oil, of course, But anyway, put it in a bottle of water and shaking it up, a couple of drops and all that's wonderful, It's also if you have tooth issues in regards of pain, try it, it's not that expensive. You can try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you can still get some good antioxidants and phenols and all that. Clove is the number one on those things. So if it doesn't work, at least it will still kill off bacteria, virus, and fungus and all that. As far as I remember, a lot of these oils actually are doing things against virus. So yeah. But hey, you're not allowed to talk about that because that's natural remedies, right? And they wanna vaccinate you. Can't even get real milk in this nation, I can get alcohol on every single corner in this world, but I can't get, milk that is not gotten a Holocaust treatment, and all the living Jews have been killed. All the good enzymes, the vitamins, and the good bacteria, And if there's something wrong with the milk when it comes out of the cow, maybe you should stop feeding it wrong things that is not natural to its diet, and maybe you should stop pressing these cows into, these close quarters, and maybe you should stop giving all these so-called medicine to them, and maybe you should stop for, pressing them to the limit in regards to producing milk. You think? You think? Maybe? If there's something wrong with the milk, maybe you need to look at how you're treating the animals. No. We don't go by that. Right? No. We'll ruin the milk even further. Yeah, that's the world we live in, That's the world we live in. If you find something that might be healthy, oh yeah, the so-called health department will be after it, Incredible. It's a disgusting world we live in. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, take care, all of you. Again, may Jehovah be with you. Yeshua be your most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth be in us all. And I would, of course, suggest reading the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John if you haven't done that. Matthew is the book that the Nazarenes used, so that have a lot of validity to it, because they were the closest in regards of, things, okay? But anyway, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it's all four of them are about Jesus dying for the sins of the world. The Jews know they killed Jesus, It's only the 1.8 billion Mohammedans that, denies it, But Jews know they executed Jesus, but they think it was a righteous act. They also have information in regards to Jesus. They call him Yeshu. He has a special place in Judaism, Yeshu. And Yeshu is an acronym for may his name be obliterated or blotted out, okay? His real name is Yeshua. Anyway, but yeah, so the Jews, of course, have issues, as most of the world have. But it's not the Jews. It's the Romans, okay? It's the Romans. It's the Romans. So don't be fooled by the deceptions and scapegoating the Jews and all that. And, all roads leads to Rome. And there's a lot of lies and Latin coming from it. And don't be proud as a pope. And so forward. There's a lot of old terms which comes from Protestant background. Anyway, that's all for me. I tried to do my best to tell you the truth. People don't seem to be interested in it anyway, apparently. But that's all for me. Take care, all of you, and hopefully they will not begin this forced vaccination, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And thereby, we have to do something because this is, they can't do that, that's utterly diabolical. So, yeah, that is absolutely taking it too far. That is absolutely taking it too far. That is really passing the line of acceptability in some sense. One thing is if they want to shoot themselves with hundreds of vaccines and whatever and kill themselves and get vaccine damages and all that, that's one thing. But forcing it on others, that's why we get into a problem here, And maybe we should actually make vaccines illegal. I think that might actually be a good idea, to make them illegal, because there are other ways of keeping us healthy. We have natural means of keeping healthy, but the medical mafia has demonized the natural ways. So now we have no idea in regards to these natural ways, and thereby, who do we go to? The medical mafia, of course. And as long as we're sick and they're treating our symptoms and not the causes, there's money, 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 money. And people love money. And people will do a lot of things for money. And, stage, what is it called? Stage, I'm not sure. In regards of, looking valuable in society and getting, how is that called in English? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, and if you go against, as a doctor, if you go against the system, your license might just be taken and kicked out of the system, and thereby that whole big education down the drain. Anyway, and you have, you might have a family and you're getting a pretty good salary and so forward and so forward. It's a disgusting world we live in, people. And we are heading for the Roman world order. It will, it's forming around us. Little by little, they take it further and further. One thing is that they probably, as far as I can see, it seems like they already have things underneath it, They have, they control everything. But in regards of getting it visible and the people accepting it, that's another thing. But it is becoming more visible by the very day. We need to have people looking for truth than standing for biblical truth in regards to who Jesus really is and who is the Antichrist. Because that is what is freeing us. And be careful of so-called Pope Paulus the First, okay? Roman Pharisee Pope Paulus the First. Be careful of him because he will lead you into lawlessness. He leads so many people astray. So, Jesus said that the good eatable wheat would be first sown, and then afterwards the darnel, the poisonous darnel, would be sown. Jesus warned us about wolves in sheep clothing and all that. You had to have someone coming after Jesus that sowed the poisonous darnel. The devil had to use someone to sow them, right? Something looking very close that could, if possible, deceive the very elect. Something that is very, very, very deceptive. And that's been ongoing for pretty much 2,000 years. So, go back to Jesus and stick to him. Hey, if the devil kills you, you still have everlasting life. So fear God more than the devil, because the devil cannot kill the soul. The devil can only kill the body. He doesn't have any authority over the soul, but God has. And thereby we should fear God more than the devil. Okay? If the devil kills us, God will raise us up. So, can't lose. Even if they kill us, we shall live. That's just how it is. Yeah. Anyway, take care.